I'm Emily.
And I'm Hannah.
We are best friends and dietitians. We have a goal of challenging nutrition misinformation and fitness trends with an evidence-based approach.
Each episode, we will dish up our thoughts about the latest facts on a popular health-related topic.
We're the Up-Beet Dietitians.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I forgot where
I didn't know
I'm looking here. The camera's right here.
I know.
This is a new setup. As you can tell, we are together in person for this episode. And I was visiting. We thought it'd be so fun to record an episode when we're actually like together, opposed to our like hundreds of miles apart that you guys see every week. So yeah, today we'll kind of be talking about how to start a podcast, because we've gotten that question so many times about like hosting platforms, equipment, editing programs, all that stuff. So we are kind of going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
And side note, if you peep the gear, you can get your Up-Beet Dietitians merchandise at the upbeatdietitians.square.site. We have a link. Just go to the link. Don't go to whatever I just said, because I'm like 20% confident on it.
It's .something because we are too cheap to pay for our own domain right now. We'll get there. If you guys buy our merch, you'll be able to afford a domain.
Support us so we can have our own website. But yeah.
I'm so excited.
We can kind of start off with kind of explaining where we started, because neither of us have had any type of prior podcasting experience before. So It was all very new to us.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that one of us had that kind of prepared us was Hannah has ring lights.
That was like our only thing that we had ready to go. And those aren't even required.
No, they help.
It's nice though, so our lighting looks good.
It definitely helps, but that's all we had. So kind of, I guess we can start off with like how to record, I feel like. Well, I guess like the main thing is like first you need to figure out what you need to record.
I think first is like choosing your topic.
Yeah.
You have to like know what you want to talk about. And we obviously knew, like, being dietitians, we should talk about like nutrition. Mm-hmm. And we're both very passionate about like busting nutrition myths. So we were kind of just drawn to that automatically.
Yeah. And the nice thing about our podcast too is it's not so small niched that we can't
run out of episodes.
Yeah. Like we bring on, as you guys know, like varieties of different guests. We really want to help you. Like we want to provide information that you want to learn about. And I think that's something I said. It's like find something that is specific enough that you could attract your target audience, because if you're trying to cater to everyone, you won't be successful. Like you, as much as you want to, and I think everyone starts off this way where they want everyone to love it. You need to figure out your niche.
Yeah. I always hear like, if you try to help everybody, you're going to help nobody.
Yes.
Because no one's going to listen to a podcast that's like all over the board.
Yeah. Like food, like dogs,
mechanics,
gardening, cars, stocks.
No
one's like.
Can you imagine all the research you have to do to like learn all those topics to do a podcast?
Be stressful.
Like we like obviously know nutrition, but even we have to do research before each one to like make sure we're saying the correct things and looking up the research, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So figure out your topic, and then from there you can kind of proceed with your podcast. And I would say the next step then is figuring out how you're going to record.
Yeah.
And for us, I think you actually recommended a microphone to me, but we got our microphones off of Amazon. I think you also did.
Link in bio.
Yes.
Or in description.
Yes. Check out the bio for this beautiful microphone.
Works pretty well, I think. I think the audio sounds decent. Better than our first few episodes.
Yeah. If you guys or with us since the beginning, you'd notice that our lighting was much different. Our audio was much different. And just like honestly how we spoke was much different.
Yeah.
Which That's like practice. That's not necessarily something that
we're just more comfortable now.
Yes.
Well, I do want to point out the lighting only matters if you're going to like post your videos like we do to YouTube. If you're doing just audio, which we'll explain how to do that in a minute, it doesn't matter what your video looks like.
You can be like in bed, like
but
hello.
We do video and we'll explain like what products we use for that. And I forget where I was going with that. I had a reason I was going to tell you guys this, but the video we put on YouTube, I guess I'll just go there. Video goes on YouTube, so you can watch these on YouTube as well as our other platforms, which I guess we'll just get into that.
Yeah.
So we use a hosting site called Anchor. They're probably the ad you heard at the beginning of this episode, depending when you listen to this. And it's free, which is awesome. And they basically disperse your podcast to all the popular platforms like Apple, Spotify,
Google Podcasts.
Is Stitcher
Overcast.
One of them? Overcast? No, not Stitcher. That's totally different. There's no Stitcher.
But basically, if you like Google the Up-Beet Dietitians podcast, it'll come up with all the sites that it's available on. And it's really nice because it does that for you. Where sometimes they like, I know some sites make you upload the individual link to each like hosting platform. So it takes a lot of the labor out of that, where we just kind of prepare the episode, schedule it, and then that day at that time, it uploads everything for us, like the title, the description, all that jazz, and we don't have to really worry about it at the time. Very good for time management.
It's nice because we've planned so far ahead. Like we started recording in January? And we didn't have our first episode come out until
like April.
So we are like quite a few episodes ahead, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like you're hearing this probably in season 2, and we haven't even finished episode 1 yet. Like you guys have not heard the end of episode 1 yet. So we're pretty far ahead. Season one, not episode 1. You've definitely heard episode 1. That was months ago.
Yeah. And if not, go check it out. It's a funny one.
Yeah. We're so cute.
Yes. We've come so far.
So you can make money podcasting. It takes time and effort, and you have to really grow your audience to like make it like a job where you can like, live off of it. But it is mostly through like ads and sponsors. That's like how you get most of your money. So currently we have Anchor. They, through their platform, let all of their users do an ad for them. And then every listen gives you like X amount of cents. So basically the more listeners you have and the more people that hear your ad, the more money you get from that, which makes sense.
And once you hit a target, I think it's unique audience.
Yeah.
You can be qualified for more sponsors. So with Anchor, it's nice that you don't necessarily have to reach out to them. They more so reach out to you, but you have to have a specific, I think it's 50 like unique listeners where you'll be more eligible for different sponsorships, and different sponsorships bring in different amounts of money. And I think it's really nice that we are discussing this, because I've had so many times where I try to figure out like, or I'm just curious, like how much money does like a YouTuber make or something like that. And I really appreciate the transparency when people are like, I don't understand YouTube, but like you need a certain amount of views to be eligible, and then like this many subscribers and this many views, and
like
something
watch hours in a certain time period. There's like a list of like 10, don't quote me on that, but like specifications of how to get monetized on YouTube.
Yeah, but Anchor we are experts in.
Yeah.
And basically once you get that unique audience number, you're more eligible and you can potentially make more money. And that's kind of the ads portion. And I guess that's more the sponsorship, I guess. But also, we haven't quite figured out if there's like sponsorships like outside of Anchor. Yeah. But that's something we'll figure out then. And if we do, we can let you guys know. Or if any of you guys know, let us know so we can be more educated on what to expect.
Right, like just like influencer sponsors, like for like Instagram, TikTok, that kind of stuff. So like not even related to the podcast, but just like to our business itself.
Yes.
Because we are trying to do more than just podcasts, as you guys know, with got our merch, for example.
Yeah, yes. It's so fun.
It's so fun. We love doing this.
So we kind of talked about microphones, but we didn't really touch on if you are interested in uploading it to like YouTube or some type of video platform, it is nice to have a decent video camera. Hannah has this really cool camera that has like a ring light around it. And I do not have something fancy. I just use my laptop video camera, but it's awesome. If you do have the funds, you can invest in something like this. In addition to, if you are going to do video, we recommend a ring light, because I've been in different locations, as you guys have known if you've watched different videos on YouTube, and the lighting is very different in all the different rooms I've been in. So having that ring light is really nice to bring around with you, and they're pretty portable. Mine has a
this one is anyway.
Yeah,
depends on a big one up there.
Depends on the size. Like,
I'll link both below, but one of them is very portable. One is humongous, and actually, it comes with a carrying case.
Yes, mine does too.
Yeah.
So check out the links.
Yeah.
To see at least what we're talking about. If you have no idea what we're talking about, you're like, what is a ring light? Like,
it's in the name. It's a light in the shape of a ring.
Yeah, it has different settings. It makes you look nicer.
Yeah,
it's
really nice. You would think as a podcaster you wouldn't have to like look nice, but for us we do, for Zoom purposes or recording purposes.
Yes, which that's something else, and we can touch on a bit.
Zoom,
is like what we actually use to record, since we are normally not together. We use Zoom and we use Skype.
Yeah.
The only discrepancy, because why we use both, is Zoom is not, you have to pay if there's more than 2 in your lobby, and it goes longer than 40 minutes. And you, as you know, a lot of our episodes tend to go longer than 40 minutes. So that's why we tend to use Skype for that.
Yeah.
And
if we have guests, it's even longer usually, because we just like get to chatting with a friend we haven't seen in a long time.
Yes.
But yeah, with Skype, there's no limit. You can record for as far as I know, you record for as long as you want to.
Yeah, we've recorded for a long time.
We've gone like 3 hours on there and like not had to kick us out yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all free, so that's good too. You obviously could pay for Zoom if you wanted to, if you just like the way it looks better, because they do look a little bit different, like the video files that you guys have probably seen if you watch on YouTube. But for us, the audio is more important than the video. It's just nice to be able to see what we're talking about, like see it as we're talking. So that's why we do both. But yeah. So we have like the webcam like plugged into my computer, and then we also have the microphone plugged in. And then the nice thing about Zoom and Skype is they just can like, you can change the audio and the video.
Yes, they
like
sync up. You can select the settings separately, so you don't have to like worry about setting up like some default thing, or like every time you plug in it has to change or something. It's very user friendly. It might not seem like it at first. It just takes a bit of like playing around. Google's your friend. Google's always your friend for learning anything technology related, as we've learned through this entire process.
Google's like how we like learned about Anchor, how we learned like.
Well, actually, I learned about Anchor from Sports RD Snippets.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yes. I don't know what I did. I don't know what word I just said. I was about to say shout out. I don't know. Shout out to Liz from Sports RD Snippets. I actually reached out to a ton of different podcasts.
Oh, that's right. You were like our little like researcher at the beginning.
I was like asking all these people. I was like, what platform do you use? And honestly, I did not get the same answer from anyone. There's
a ton. What we have like an Excel file of all the ones that we were like debating between, but the reason we were drawn to Anchor was because it was free. And is there a limit for like the size of your files?
No, we have not had any issues with time constraints or anything.
Some of them will. Some of the hosting platforms will have like file size or time.
Yeah, and they'll like make you pay more for more storage. And we have not run it like, our episodes can go from 45 minutes to an hour or even longer, and we post weekly, and we have not had any issues.
No, we really, really like Anchor a lot.
Yeah, and it's really a fun little, so much Anchor, like they're sponsoring.
We're truly in love with them.
Something really cool is it'll show you how each of your episodes are doing, like how many listens it has. It'll show you your audience. Like we have an audience in mostly the United States, but we also have like Australia, Ecuador, Indonesia, United Kingdom, Turkey.
If you're from Turkey, thank you so much for watching.
Shout out to all these like international countries. International to us because we are in the United States, but all these other countries that are listening in, thank you. That's so cool to us.
That's so cool.
Seeing that other people from around the world are listening. And it's also cool because it shows you which platforms are most popular. So most of our audience listens on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So that's something nice to like kind of gauge like where people are coming in from, but there's also a decent amount from like Overcast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it also shows age groups, which is really interesting to me because we have listeners all across the board, mostly like
we do.
I feel like 20 to 40. That's like our biggest audience,
yeah.
But it's cool to see those things. I really enjoy them just because I enjoy like learning more about who's listening because I want to learn more about all you.
And if you want to like grow, it's good to see like who your audience is. You can kind of like cater to them a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really helpful too. You can even see like if they're like playing on like an iPhone, a computer, or an Android. Have you seen that? Mm-hmm. Not that really matters that much, but it's kind of cool to see.
It's cool.
We just love analytics. It's so interesting.
Yes.
So we want to go over how to edit the audio and video as well. And we don't know if the way we do it is the way everyone does it, since we do have video files. It's a little bit different. So there is something called Audacity where you can edit the audio, like really edit the audio. And we don't use that very much. We used it more for like our introduction that you guys always hear at the beginning, where we like wanted to get our voices like synced up the same, like volume and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But that's a really good platform if you want to do just audio only and you really want to like pinpoint like a nitpick the audio a lot more. Since we do video, that would just be like way too much work. So we use Shotcut to edit our video files, and you can edit the audio sound. Like you can do like you can edit the intro to like be a little softer and then have like a soft exit, and you can like change the volume and stuff. But it's a really good free platform.
We're big fans of free things.
Yeah, we really are, if you can't tell. It's a good way to start a podcast on a budget. You don't have to like have a big budget to start this either. We should have talked about that earlier. Like, we're not really spending any money.
Budget-free tips.
Yeah.
On how to start a podcast.
Yeah. If you do it in certain ways, you can do it pretty cheap.
Or budget friendly, not budget free.
Budget free. Definitely not free, but pretty close.
That didn't make sense. Let's go with that.
Yeah. But anyway, Shotcut. So Shotcut is really cool because it's free. It's kind of like, what's the Adobe version of that? I don't remember. It's just a video editing platform, and it's what I use for my YouTube videos too. And it's super user friendly. It has like most functions that you need for just like amateur editing. So Shotcut, we can link that below too.
Yes.
We can link Shotcut, Anchor, and what did I just say? Audacity. For audio. That one's free too.
Some people use their like whatever default comes with their computer.
Like iMovie.
Yeah. Some people do use that.
Yeah.
It's just really nice. At least with Shotcut. I haven't really played around with the others, so I don't know them as well. But you can export it as like an MP4, and that's how we do our video files. And then you can export it as an MP3, which is our audio files. So we don't have to edit them separately, which is so nice because editing takes a long time. And you can kind of like make sure it basically ensures that the two files are going to be the exact same.
Yeah. And I want to mention too that with editing, I had no idea how to do it at first. But the good thing is there's YouTube videos for everything. Like if you just like YouTube or get on Google, even it'll pull up a YouTube video, like how to cut and paste on Shotcut. You'll get like a YouTube tutorial on how to do that. And then you do the same like cuts and edits every single podcast video or episode.
Yeah, so you get
good at it. It's really fast after the first few, but like that first episode I edited took me like all day because you just like have to like learn like the shortcuts and like all that kind of stuff. So don't be discouraged. It does take time to like learn how to edit, but once you do it and it's the same kind of style of episode every time, it's super easy.
Yeah.
It's kind of mindless after a while.
Yeah.
You can like do it while you like watch TV or whatever.
Yeah. I like play games on my phone while I'm editing.
Yeah. It's not bad. We do also save our quotes. So like while we're editing, we like have like a Google sheet pulled up next to it. And that's how you guys see those quotes that we always post on our Instagram and TikTok is we like have all the timestamps of all like the noteworthy quotes that we want to post too. So that could be a good tip for you if you do want to do that as well.
Definitely takes a bit more of time because as you you'd assume, you're like cutting and pasting, and then you're also like typing out the whole quote and making sure you get the timestamps right.
Yeah.
This is something you don't have to do, but if you ever want to like do a preview or a snippet without watching the entire episode over again, it'll save you in the long run by doing that.
Yeah, so you can just like go back and find that time and like save it.
Yeah.
It's way easier.
If you have any other podcast related questions, let us know. We are more than happy to answer your questions. This is what we can kind of think of right now. Since we've been doing it for a couple months now, there might be some things that are not at the front of our head or like weren't our first thoughts, but we're so open to answering like any of your questions. You can DM us on our Instagram page. You can email us at the Up-Beet Dietitians at gmail.com. Yeah. Anything you want, just reach out to us there and we will be more than happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, we can always revisit this for sure. Sure. Okay, but one last thing we want to go over is how we started our store. We have some questions about that too from like just some friends and listeners. So we want to go over how we started our store to sell our beautiful products. So another great thing is you can do this relatively cheap. We haven't really spent much money on this at all either. Now, you can do it differently where you like buy inventory and you can spend a lot more money on it. But the way we're doing it is with a thing called dropshipping, which is when you have like a third party who is the one who makes and distributes your products for you, kind of like on demand. So every time someone buys like one of our shirts or mugs or hats, this company called Printful, and we'll link all these below as well, but Printful is the company that will make our products and then ship it out to you guys. And so that is linked to a website called Square, and that is where you guys are actually doing the shopping. So Printful is the distributor of our products, and Square is the marketplace is what I'd call it. They're the ones who like actually have the website where you guys shop, and then whenever you guys buy something through Square, Printful gets notified and then they send the products. So basically what we do is we get on Printful and we make our designs, choose like the type of t-shirts we want. And they have all kinds of stuff. They have like the things you guys know we have, like, you know, our baseball caps and mugs and shirts and bucket hats and totes. But they even have like socks and like phone cases and keychains and like baby clothes. Like they have everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can make any products you want, any design you want, and you can create your designs through Printful to an extreme, like to an extent, I mean. But we usually make most of our designs on Canva, which we'll link below. Honestly, Canva should sponsor us because we love Canva.
We use Canva for everything, like anything social media related. If it looks organized or fancy in any way, it's Canva.
Yeah. I do not have like an artistic bone in my body. So Canva does like all the thought for me. But you can create your designs on Canva. What you can't do on Canva is just like find a design already made and like use it as your own. So you have to like make changes to it. But once you do that, you can save it and then you can upload that design to Printful. And then Printful will put that on the shirt, mug, hat, whatever. And then we add that to our store, which is on Square, which is where you guys can see all of our products.
Yeah. And this is kind of the like entire drop shipping way of going about it. It's a bit more expensive because it's very much you order on demand and they have to create everything as it comes in. It's not like we buy like 200 shirts in bulk.
That'd be way cheaper.
And it would be way cheaper. That's what we want to eventually get to, where we can have some type of partnership with a company where we do more bulk once we understand more what you are looking for in products. But for right now, with both of us not being able to commit all of our time to this, drop shipping is much more convenient.
Yeah, it's perfect for like someone who's just starting out and wants to have merch.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else I may have missed, because there's a lot more to it. It was a learning curve at first, trying to figure out like how to make products. It's a totally different thing. The good thing about Printful is it's free itself. So you don't have to like pay like a membership fee to like make products. You just pay for the products that are being sent out to our customers.
Mm-hmm.
And Square is also free. But like what we could have done as an alternative that would have cost more money is we could either have used my website. So I like have my own website through Squarespace, which you've probably heard of before. And you can like set up a store on there, but you have to pay like a monthly fee to host it there. So eventually we do want to have like our own website that's more like a landing page of everything. Yeah. And we could always do our store on there and have it more like, I guess, customized. But the good thing is that Square is free, the one that we are using. So Square is free, Squarespace is not. But it's nice that it's free. It just isn't as customized as we want it to be. But
yeah,
it's a good place
that's
for us.
That's what we're working with. We're 3-4 months in, and this is kind of where we're at. If you ask us again in a year, we will probably be in a very different place.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So we're hoping like this helps definitely with like beginners. And if you have your own podcast or store and you have any tips you've learned, like we are very open to feedback and finding ways to improve what we're doing. And we can also share that with everyone else to help everyone else learn, because I'm sure if one person had made one mistake or they have one question about something, like 5 other people could potentially have that same concern.
Yeah. And like, we're dietitians. Like, we didn't learn how to do this in school. Like, we've all been self-taught. And we know there's other dietitians who do want to get more into like the digital space instead of the generic or the
more conventional.
Like, that's the word. More conventional, like working in a hospital or long-term care, whatever, which we love. We think it's so cool that this is like kind of transitioning this direction. But yeah, we don't learn this in school. So it's been a learning curve, and we do want to like have this for those people who are having the same aspirations as us.
I can't think of anything else right now that we how to set up like podcast or store related.
I guess
I'm sure there's something that we're forgetting, but there was a lot that went into it. Do your research before you invest in anything, especially if you're putting money into it. Do your research first.
Yeah.
Like look at Google reviews, look at all your research into different platforms. YouTube's a great place to talk about comparing different products. That being said, with any of the reviews, make sure to check if there's any sponsorships or any bias there ahead of time, because we talk about it all the time with nutrition and how we need to look into the bias behind what someone might be saying. That can go with anything else. So especially like we have bias with Anchor because they host our podcast and technically sponsor us. So we come forward with bias about that.
Yeah. So like, we really love them.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, even if they weren't paying us.
No. Yeah. They are.
Or we weren't using their platform. We would probably still say that.
Yes.
They're great.
But when you're looking at like articles that do like top 10 best podcast hosting platforms, make sure you check out all that information to see why they might be pushing different podcast platforms, and then like compare.
And people usually have to say if they're like sponsored or like if there's something like someone's being paid to say something, that you have to like come out with that and say it. Like with affiliate marketing, especially, like you have to like outwardly say like, if you click on this link, like this person will make a little bit of money. Thank you for doing that kind of thing.
Like you're supporting them.
Yeah. So you can always see if or you should be able to, I mean, that person should be out forward with it if it is like a sponsored thing.
Yes.
But anyway.
Yeah. We hope you guys learned something new today, because everything we talked about, I did not know a year ago.
No.
There's a lot you kind of learn on the go, and a lot of self-taught things and a lot of trial and error, which is good.
It's good. It's been a real learning opportunity.
Yeah. You're not going to get it right away.
Yeah.
Or like whatever method you choose most likely won't be the best way to go about it. But as long as you can make some more educated guesses and learn from others.
Exactly.
hopefully you'll find something good. And if you do decide to start a podcast or store, let us know because we want to like see you guys succeed.
Yeah.
And that'd be so cool. Just even if it's not like, we don't care if it's nutrition related. Like show us what you're working on. That'd be so cool. And we want to see you be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, we know this is not our usual content, but we have gotten a lot of questions. So we want to be able to just like refer to this because the answer is not as easy as like do this.
Yeah.
So to anyone who's listening to this and we've directed you here, hopefully that answers your question because the answer would not be as simple as we can't put it into text is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, there's a lot to say.
Yeah. It's a process.
Cool.
Okay.
Should we do our bonus question?
Yes. Okay. Bonus question in person. I'm so excited. Okay. Bonus question is, how do you pronounce the word? I'm going to just spell it so I don't give my answer away. How do you spell the word or how do you pronounce the word PECAN? I'll let you go first because I don't know how you pronounce it.
Okay. So I pronounce it two ways and it depends on the context. I say pecan pie, but when it's just the nut, I say pecans.
I'm the exact same.
Oh my gosh.
I'm the exact same.
I like hate saying, can I have some pecans?
Yeah, but also pecan pie sounds weird.
Yeah, where I'm like pecan pie sounds more natural, but like pecan sounds like fancy.
Pecan. Can I get some pecans on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was easier than I thought.
I know. I like having the same answer.
What was I gonna say about pecans? I don't remember. I had something else to say, but I guess it's our answer. Let us know what you guys think about pecans.
Let us know if you're really upset with how we say these words.
I feel like it's like a regional thing. Like depending where you live, I bet it's pronounced differently.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how people in the South say pecan pie. Like I wonder where I got that from. I don't know. We used to have this debate all the time at my job in college. We'd have pecan pie quite a bit actually. We'd always like debate about it. And no one ever agreed. So I don't know how we just agreed. That was good though. Okay.
Yay! So
there's our answer.
So thrilling.
That was the most riveting bonus question we've had. Okay. Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for listening or watching or however you hear our conversations here. We hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it wasn't nutrition, it was more a how-to kind of thing. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of the Up-Beet Dietitians with your hosts Emily Krause and Hannah Thompson.
We appreciate you all so much for continuing to support us. In order to support us and sustain the success of this podcast, please subscribe and leave a rating and review.
If you'd like to provide us feedback for future episodes and guest stars, follow us on Instagram at the Up-Beet Dietitians.
Lastly, you can show us support by providing a monthly donation using the link at the end of our bio.
Once again, thank you so much for listening today and stay tuned next Wednesday for a new episode. Until then, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.